how are we doing, everybody? Welcome to Russell Heritage Golf. Hopefully you guys are all keeping really good. Now, we are going to be talking all about impact moving forward, but also not just that, we are going to be starting to create playlists. Now, it's something that I know a lot of you have wanted and been asking questions about, and 100% I will start to do that. So there will be an impact playlist moving forward from next week. What happens next week is that I am doing a live lesson, and there's going to be lots of those moving forward on the channel as well. And with inside the live lesson, when I'm talking about impact, I also talk about the pivoting action, and that's why I wanted to just talk about today's video, because there might be some of you that might miss it, and I really don't want you to miss it, because I think this is something that I'm doing with a lot of people now online, and it's working really, really well, and I want to share that with you. So like I say, next week, all about hands, arms, rotation, release, wrist positions, all of the things that are necessary to demonstrate a great impact position, just how you guys like it, focusing on the sole movements and how you can introduce those to your game. Now, moving on to the hip action. The hip action's massive when it comes to impact. You can try and do things with your hands, you can try and do things with your arms, you can try and get the club into positions, but fundamentally, if you have a poor pivoting action, you have absolutely zero chance of it ever materializing, and that's what we need to do. To do this drill, which you would incorporate into a feel, which you would then incorporate into your golf swing, all you need is an alignment stick. Really simple drill. Now, you would basically get yourself set up at home first, then you can take it down the range, but you'd basically set up so that your ankles are over the cane. Really easy. Then you take your posture and you basically take your backswing position. Now, what you need to do when you first and foremost do this down the driving range, or even at home, sorry, is you need to be very diligent and aware of what's going on with your body. So the common trait with most amateur golfers is they get kind of a bit trigger happy with that trail hip, and that's quite a powerful feeling. Is the sort of feedback I get with a lot of online students, is they kind of feel like, oh, I've got to fire that hip, and all it does is it sort of blocks all this space, and like I say, your arms can't work down and you get really scoopy. So we don't want that to happen. So we go into this backswing position, and the drill's really simple. What you got to do is you got to keep your trail hip behind the cane line. Okay, so I'm going to hover this above my belt line so you can really visually see. So the correct movement is this type of motion here. So you can see the way that I'm pulling the left hip back, not moving my right hip forward. So if I kind of take a swing up to the top and I go, well, that's what I've been doing, and then you look and you go, oh no, my trail hip is actually matched up to my ankle line, like so, then we'd be a bit like, ooh, we don't really want that. What we want to see is more this, yeah, where that lead hip or that trail hip is still staying behind that ankle line. And that's a really, really powerful feel, right? That's the big feel that you want to be getting at, because you know what happens with a lot of golfers is they just go, oh yeah, Russ, it's just about staying in a state of flexion, and they just do something like this, like get the chest to cover the golf ball, and you kind of, what you notice is that the way that, well, you can see my trail hip still kicking forward, and it's like, well, this just biomechanically is not the right motion. You know, your chest, everything moves down as a byproduct of you pulling the left hip back or your lead hip back. Okay, so what you do is you basically move the pelvis back into position like so. It re-levels the pelvis. And what I mean by that is you essentially pelvis, right? So in your backswing, I'll mimic it from face on as well. We obviously start and the pelvis points down to the ground. In the backswing, as we rotate back, obviously the pelvis is going to become tilted because of the fact it's pointing to the floor. And then as we transition, so we pull the lead hip back, this re-levels the pelvis. And then as you pull the lead hip back, it re-tilts the pelvis. So, you know, you want to be in an impact position like this, okay? Then your pivoting action is going to be like, you know, so responsible for your ability to do that, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So subscribe, bell icon, go and practice this. Don't let that hip kick out onto that line. Keep it back, keep it there, work on it. I'll catch you with you guys again really soon.